संसारदावानललिडलोक त्राणाय कारुण्यागनागनात्वम् संसारदावानललिडलोका प्राणाय कारुण्यागनागनात्वम् संसारदावानललिडलोका प्राप्तस्य कल्याण गुणार्णवस्य वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दं प्राप्तस्य महाप्रभुर्कीर्तन नित्य गीता वादित्रमाद्यान् मनसो रसेना प्रभु रोमाञ्चकम्पाशुतरङ्गगाजो वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दं रोमाञ्चकम्पाशुतरङ्गगाजो वन्दे गुरो श्रीविग्रहाराधन नित्य नाना शृङ्गारतान्मन्दिरमर्जनाद युक्तस्य भक्तं नियञ्जतोऽपि वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् चतुर्वेदा श्री भगवत्प्रसादो स्वदन्न तृप्तान् हरिभक्तसङ्गान् कृत्वैव तृप्तिं भजता सदैव वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् श्रीराधिका माधवयोरपारा माधुर्य लीला गुणरूपा नाम्ना माधुर्य लीला प्रतिक्षण धनलोलोपास्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् निकुञ्जायो नो रतिकेले सेद्यै यायालिभिरुक्तिरपेक्षणीया तत्र त्रिदाक्ष ततिवल्लभश्च वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् साक्षादरित्वेन समस्तशास्त्रे उक्तस्तथा भाव्यत एव साध्ये किन्तु प्रभोर्यापि एव तस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् यस्य प्रसादात् भगवत्प्रसादो यस्य प्रसादान्नगति कुतोऽपि यस्य प्रसादात् भगवत्प्रसादो यस्य प्रसादान् नगति कुतोऽपि जायन्तु वां तच्चायच्छितान्धां वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् जायन्तु वां वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरो श्रीवृन्दम् वन्दे गुरो श्री ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णभ्रष्टाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिने नमः नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादिशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौरा भक्तवृंद Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Raya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama. Hare Raya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama. Gopal Govinda Ram Ji Madhusudana. Gopal Govinda Ram Ji Madhusudana. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana. Giridhari Gopinath. O Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada. Jayo Nitai Gaura Chandra, Jayo Nitai Gaura Chandra, Nitai Gaura Chandra, Jayo Nitai Gaura Chandra. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Swami Jai Jagannath. Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra, Jai Baladeva, Jai Sudarshan. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami, Bhavatu me. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
जय ओम अष्टपावन स्पृचक्र श्री भक्तिवेंद्र श्याम शिल प्रभुपाद की नवाचलाय दास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री गदाधर शिवासनी गौर भक्तवृंद की जय राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपनाथ क्षमा कुलदाक नगरी गोवर्धन की मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर धाम की गंगा में यमुना माई की भक्ति देवी तुलसी देवी की समवेद गौर भक्तवृंद की हरिनाम संकीर्तन की हरिनाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की बृहत मृदंगा की श्री श्री निताय गौर चंद्र की श्री 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 जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई सुदर्शन चक्र की श्री 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 राजापुर जगन्नाथ धाम की श्री 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 राजापुर जगन्नाथ धाम वासीस की श्री श्री गिरी गोवर्धन की श्री प्रहलाद नरसिंहदेव भगवान की गौर प्रेमानंदे all Gurus assembled devotees, all Gurus assembled devotees, all Gurus assembled devotees, all Gurus Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Pralada Lada Daine. Lada Lada Daine. Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha. Anyakashipur Vakshaha. Chilatankanakalaye, Chilatankanakalaye, Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha, Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha, Yeto Yeto Yami Tato Narsimha, Yeto Yeto Yami Tato Narsimha, Bahe Narsimha Hrudaye Narsimha, Bahe Narsimha Hrudaye Narsimha, Narasimha Madhim Sharanam Prapade, Narasimha Madhim Sharanam Prapade, Kavakara Kamalavare, Nakam Adbhuta Shringam, Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanuvringa Keshavadruta Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Avakara Kamalavare Naka Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanuvringa Keshavadruta Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Narsimhadev, Jaya Narsimhadev, Narsimhadev, Jaya Narsimhadev. Jaya Narsimhadev, Jaya Bhakta Prahalad, Narsimhadev, Jaya Bhakta Prahalad. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol.
सिंहदेव भगवान की भक्तराज प्रहलाद महाराज की गौर प्रेमानंदे वंद्याय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवच कृष्ण भक्ति परिदेवी सत्यवताय नमो नमः। वृंद्याय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवच कृष्ण भक्ति परिदेवी सत्यवताय नमो नमः। वृंद्याय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवच कृष्ण भक्ति परिदेवी सत्यवताय नमो नमः। वंदे देवी तुलसी महारानी की।
श्री कृष्ण प्रेयासी नमो नमः। नमो नमः। राधा कृष्ण शिवा प्रभु अभिलाषी राधा राधा कृष्ण शिवा प्रभु अभिलाषी राधा अभिलाषी ये तो मारो सारनलो तारा वांचा पूर्ण ये तो पूर्ण कृपा करि करो तारे वृंदावनवासी कृपा वृंदावनवासी मोराई अभिलाष विलास कुंज दियो वास मोरा विलास कुंज दियो वास नयन हरिबो सदा जुगल रूप राशि युगल राशि ऐ निवेदन दारो सखीरानुगत करो ऐ सेवायाधिकार दिए करो निज दासी सेवायाधिकार निज दास दीन कृष्ण दासी को ये जन मोरा हो मोरा हो श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेम सदा जनवासी श्री राधा श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमे सदा जनवासी श्री राधा नमः नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयासी नमो नमः यानी कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्राणाश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणपदे पदीया यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणपदे पदे यानि प्रदक्षिणपदे पदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणपदे पदे Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. जायो वृंदे देवी जायो तुलसी महारानी वृंदे देवी जायो तुलसी महारानी जायो जायो वृंदे 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 जायो जायो श्री वृंदे जायो जायो
देव्याय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रति देवी सतवताय नमो नमः वृंदा तुलसी देव्या प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रति देवी सतवताय नमो नमः वृंदा तुलसी देव्या प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रति देवी सतवताय नमो नमः वृंद देवी की तुलसी महारानी की श्री श्री शिष्टाष्टकम की श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की चेतोदर्पणमार्जनं भवमः दावाग्निर्वापणं श्रेयकैरवचन्द्रिका वितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दाम्बुदिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतास्वादनं सर्वात्मा स्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्ण संकीर्तनं नाम्नामकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ते तत्रापिता नियमिता स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दूर्द्वैवं हि दृशमिहा जाननानुरागः तृणादपि सुनीचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेन कीर्तन्या सदा हरिः नदनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामहे मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवता भक्तिर्हैकी त्वयि आईनन्दतनुज किङ्करं पतितां वा विषमे भवाद्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कज स्थितधूलिसदृशं विचिन्तय नयनं गदर अश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदहृदया गिरा पुलके निचितं वपु कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमिक्षेण चक्षुषा प्राविशायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्द विरहेण मे आश्लेषवा पादरतं पिनस्तु माम् आदर्शनमर्महतं करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विदतलम्पतो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः। श्री श्री शिष्टाष्टकम की जय। श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय। 10 offenses to be avoided while chanting the holy names are as follows. First offense, massive devotees of deity get alive promoting the holy names of the Lord. Second offense, consider names of demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the names of Lord Vishnu. Third offense, disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Fourth offense, massive Vedic literature and points of Vedic version. Fifth offense, consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to imagination. Sixth offense, give some mundane interpretation to the holy names of the Lord. Seventh offense, commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy names of the Lord. Eighth offense, consider chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas as spread activities Karma Kanda. Ninth offense, instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy names. 10th offense, not a complete faith in chanting of the holy names and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to remain inattentive while chanting. Every devotee claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly desired success, which is Krishna Prema. Today's schedule: 5:15 a.m. JSSS organized prayers followed by chanting session. 5:30 a.m. Srimad Bhagavatam class. 7:30 a.m. Darshanarti. Evening program: 6:15 p.m. Tulsi Arti. 6:30 p.m. Gaur Arti. 7:30 p.m. Vaishnava songs. Let us offer our respectful homage to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who are just like desire trees, who can fulfill all desires, are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vancha kalpa trubhyasya kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Samad Gaura Bhakta Vrind ki. On the behalf of Jayapataka Swami Shishya Samuha of ISKCON Nurajabur Jagannath Dham, let's continue to pray for a wonderful spiritual master, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, that is fully restored to health and he continues inspiring and engaging all the following conditions in Prabhupada service. For this we pray to Narsimdev Bhagavan, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Sudarshan, Nitai Gaura Chandra by chanting Ugram Viram prayers 11 times. Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnum Jalantam Saratomukam Narasimham Vishnabhadram Mrutyam Namamyam. Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnam Jalantam Saratomukam Narasimham Vishnabhadram Mrutyam Namamyam. Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnam Jalantam Saratomukam Narasimham Vishnabhadram Mrutyam Namamyam. Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnam Jalantam Saratomukam Narasimham Vishnabhadram Mrutyam Namamyam. Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnam Jalantam Saratomukam Narasimham Vishnabhadram Mrutyam Namamyam. Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnam Jalantam Saratomukam Narasimham Vishnabhadram Mrutyam Namamyam. Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnam Jalantam Saratomukam Narasimham Vishnabhadram Mrutyam Namamyam. Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnam Jalantam Saratomukam Narasimham Vishnabhadram Mrutyam Namamyam. ॐ उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सरतोमुखं नारसिंहं भीष्णां भद्रं मृत्युनमाम्यहम् ॐ उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सरतोमुखं नारसिंहं भीष्णां भद्रं मृत्युनमाम्यहम् ॐ उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सरतोमुखं नारसिंहं भीष्णां भद्रं मृत्युं नमाम्यहम् नरसिंहदेव भगवान की ओम धम धन्वंतरे नमः 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 धन्वंतरी भगवान की for the benefit of ISKCON NRJD community and welfare of the whole world, let us chant 3 times. Om Namo Bhagavate Narsimhaya Namastejas Tejas Avir Bhava Vajranaka Vajra Dhamsa Karmasyan Randha Randha Tamo Grasa Grasa Om Swaha Abhyam Atmani Bhuishta Om Shram Swastu Ashtu Vishwasakalaha Prasiditam Dayant Bhutani Sivo Mitodiya Manasa Badram Bhajad Adoksaje Avsatam Na Matirapi Haituki ओम नमो भगवते नरसिंहाय नमस्तेजस तेजस आविर बाबा वज्र नाक वज्र दंस कर्मस्यान रंध रंध तमो ग्रस ग्रस ओम स्वाहा अभयम आत्मानि भूष्ट ओम श्रोम स्वस्त अष्ट विश्वसकलः प्रसीदितं दायन्त भूतानि शिवो मितो दिया मनस भद्रं भजद अदोक्षजे आभसतं न मतिरपि हैतुकी ओम नमो भगवते नरसिंहाय नमस्तेजस तेजस आविर बाबा वज्र नाक वज्र दंस कर्मस्यान रंध रंध तमो ग्रस ग्रस ओम स्वाहा अभयम आत्मानि भूष्ट ओम श्रोम स्वस्त अष्ट विश्वसकलः प्रसीदितं दायन्त भूतानि शिवो मितो दिया मनस भद्रं भजद अदोक्षजे आवसतं न मतिरपि हैतुकी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Today announcement, devotee celebrating birthday, Lavanya Radha Mangala Mataji. Let us chant 3 times Hare Krishna Maha Mantra so that she will be in eternal service of Guru and Gauranga and Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. So today is Varutini Ekadasi. Tomorrow fast breaking time is 6:02 a.m. to 10:12 a.m. Bangalore. Thank you everyone for joining the morning program. Hare Krishna. ఎట్లా ఉంది హెల్త్ సరిపోయినా దీనికి అది మైక్ సెట్ రెండేసి
Jai Nitai Gaur. Hare Krishna, Dr. Ji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari.
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari
Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana.
Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana
Yamunatira Vanachari.
Tira Chari
Yamunatira Vanachari.
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Shri Shri Radha Madhava Sakhi Vrindaki. Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maya Sudarshan Chakra ki. Nitai Gaura Chandra ki. Srila Prabhupada ki. ISKCON Guru Vrinda ki. Gaura Premanande. Atta cutting. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we're continuing to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 13, the matter of the behavior of a perfect person, text number 32.
Pashyami dhaninam klesham lubdhanam ajitatmanam bhayat alabdha nidranam sarvato bhivi shankinam nam. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The Brahmana continued, I am actually seeing how a rich man who is a victim of his senses is very greedy to accumulate wealth and therefore suffers from insomnia due to fear from all sides despite his wealth and opulence. Greedy capitalists accumulate wealth under so many miserable conditions, the result being that because they collect money by questionable means, their minds are always agitated. Thus, they are unable to sleep at night and they have to take pills for mental tranquility to invite sleep. And sometimes even the pills are a failure. Consequently, the result of having accumulated money by so much labor is certainly not happiness but only distress. What is the value of acquiring comfortable position if one's mind is always disturbed? Narottam Das Thakura has therefore sung, Samsara Bishanale Dibanishi Hiya Jwale Judai Tena Khainu Upaya. I am suffering from the poisonous effect of material enjoyment. Thus my heart is always burning and is almost on the verge of failure. The result of the greedy capitalist's unnecessary accumulation of wealth is that he must suffer from a blazing fire of anxiety and always be concerned with how to save his money and invest it properly to get more and more. Such a life is certainly not very happy, but because the spell of the illusory energy, materialistic persons engage in such activities. As far as our Krishna consciousness movement is concerned, we are getting money naturally by the grace of God by selling our literature. This literature is not sold for our sense gratification. To spread the Krishna consciousness movement, we need so many things, and Krishna is therefore supplying us the requisite money to advance this mission. The mission of Krishna is to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world, and for this purpose, we naturally must have sufficient money. Therefore, according to the advice of Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, we should not give up attachment to money that can spread the Krishna consciousness movement. Srila Rupa Goswami says in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1-256, प्रापंचिकतया बुद्धया हरिसंबंधवस्तुनः मुमुक्षुभिः परित्यागो वैराग्यं फाल्गु खत्यते. When persons eager to achieve liberation renounce things which are related to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, though they are material, this is called incomplete renunciation. Money that can help in spreading the Krishna consciousness movement is not a part of the material world, and we should not give it up thinking it as material. Srila Rupa Goswami advises, अनासक्तस्य विषयान् यथार्थम् उपयुञ्जतः निर्बन्ध कृष्ण संबंधे युक्तं वैराग्यमुच्यते. When one is not attached to anything but at the same time accepts everything in relation to Krishna, one is rightly situated above possessiveness. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1-255. Money is undoubtedly coming in great quantities, but we should not be attached to this money for sense gratification. Every cent should be spent for spreading the Krishna consciousness movement, not for sense gratification. There is danger for a preacher when he receives great quantities of money, for as soon as he spends even a single cent of the collection for his personal sense gratification, he becomes a fallen victim. The preachers of the Krishna consciousness movement should be extremely careful not to misuse the immense quantities of money needed to spread this movement. Let us not make this money the cause of our distress. It should be used for Krishna, and that will cause our eternal happiness. Money is Lakshmi, or the goddess of fortune, the companion of Narayana. Lakshmi ji must always remain with Narayana, and then there need be no fear of degradation.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Tacchalamiritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasani Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Bhangam Langayate Girim Ikripahatama Mande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Vanchakalpaturubhyasya Kripasandivivita Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Happy Ekadashi to all of you. So the Brahmana is continuing. So what is the biggest attraction? I'm actually seeing how a rich man who is a victim of his senses is very greedy to accumulate wealth and therefore suffers from insomnia due to fear from all sides, despite his wealth and opulence. So after explaining in the previous verse the three kleshas, what is the cause for our suffering in this material world, now then one more level of details, where this adhyatmika problem starts, apart from injuries caused by our body, where is this mental discomfort comes. So everybody is aspiring to live comfortably. So whether we are economically downtrodden or economically in a high income status, all of us are actually chasing money because they think money can actually bring happiness. To a certain extent it it can give some comfort. So it does not mean that money can actually get the real happiness what we're looking for. Because of the economic situation of our background, our needs also varying. As long as we lived in a very humble, simple setting, and plus that we also realize that by having huge wealth is not going to make us happy, then we are equally balanced when we have something or we don't have something. But many people in this material world, they are not attached that way, whether they're Krishna conscious or not. Now we are talking about specifically some Krishna conscious background, that how a devotee need to plan their lives. Because every devotee as Grihastha requires some money. It's not that everybody is advocated to live a proper life, proper life, that no money, so just live like a beggar. No, naturally the thought process is always there, but then because of our compulsion to manage and maintain the family, there are some minimum occupation and related income need to be generated. But that does not mean that we are attached to that economic situation. That is exactly the point what has been mentioned here, referring to the Brahmana's teachings by Srila Prabhupada. Because what will start as a need, and over a period of time it's become greed. And in order to satisfy the greed, we need to work hard. Prabhupada used the word hard labor. And in order to maintain our social position or the status, we need to work hard. We need to put up with so many difficulties. And such difficulties is more or less is going to make one suffer more. Because Prabhupada is saying that if we have more money, then you have to buy a best lock. The best lock costs more money. And does it stop there? Because the thieves are also much more advanced than you. They also know how to break the best locks. You know, these days they have this software, right? Best software, security, feature, everything. But then the same company is also funding virus companies. How do we create virus so that we can penetrate the software? So this, both are equally growing. They say, we want to test how strong is our software, so therefore we require some virus attacks. So that's how we start. Like that we want to, this is not enough. We have more than adequate income. We should hire a security. So the security person will see everything. They see, oh, this guy seems to have more money. That's why they hired me. So you get some ideas. So instead of protecting your wealth, and you will be constantly devising a plan how to take some money out of this guy. So you see how this naturally, this fear factor comes and sit in our heart. So yesterday, a couple of days back, somebody was explaining to me that somebody came in order to, a loyal servant who came to a particular place all the way because the boss, and along with this boss's concerts, had a lot of huge jewelry, and they were attending a wedding. So maybe 10-15 kilos of gold comes along with the concerts. I'm not, when I say concert, ordinary woman I'm saying. Their wife and children or the family members. So they came separately for the wedding, and all the wealth is protected and kept in a room. So in order to protect, a loyal servant was also flown particular place. His job is only to not to leave the room. So like this, that people are living in fear, because if even a one drop goes, that guy's head will be chopped. How much fear you will be living in, you see? The mistake is that boss, he unnecessarily accumulated so much. But the fear is for somebody who don't have anything. And on top of it, the boss is also fearful whether this fellow also will take something and run away.
No, even if this fellow does not. Even if this fellow does not take anything, if somebody within the family only, they, if they misplace it, still his head is on the chopping block.
So like this, people who have also in fear, people who don't have also in fear. That is exactly the point is explained by Srila Prabhupada here. That this one single factor of accumulation of wealth is going to create sleepless nights. Some of the big income people, they invest heavily their excess income. They just put it in stock market, this and that, and say, every time the heart goes up, or like, see, it is obviously creating so much of uncertainty, and obviously resulting in, all the money what I had just gone, millions of dollars gone. One day, one stock situation, everybody was just cursing some people, this policy, this person is that, then everybody in the world, they're cursing each other without realizing the fact that what needs to be sticking to us and only will stick to us. And more and more, if we get attached to these kind of things, that is going to give us more anxiety. And Prabhupada calls that sleeplessness. So there are people who have a lot of money, they don't get sleep because they're always in fear. What will be stolen by somebody? Prabhupada giving a list of things that, what are all the ways by which money can go. That's also mentioned here, and maybe in the next verse. So this accumulation of wealth, if we, so how, the whole point for us here is that because we know that in the material world, in the secular world, that people are attached to so many things. But devotees want to lead a simple, humble life. But we need to ensure that we are not falling in this category, that we have more than, well, if you have more than anything, just use it in Krishna's service. If you have more than what is your need, give it to Krishna, because he will give it to you more and more to give it to him, and you keep continuing this cycle. But if you just try to accumulate for yourself, you have a problem, because we're going to get all complications. Prabhupada is saying it very clearly, that the difference between non-devotees or the Mayavadis and the devotees, we don't have any averse feeling towards wealth. But as long as the wealth is not utilized for the service of Krishna, then we have anxiety. So if we are saying that if you're Krishna conscious, and if you're getting money more than what is our need, please plan to use in Krishna service, in spreading the Krishna conscious movement. That is a major instruction given by Srila Prabhupada. How much you required? Some rasam, sabji, rice, or roti, dal, sabji, whatever, right? So beyond that, how much you want to accumulate? Because it's going to cause misery. This is what the intelligent people are saying, including the Supreme Lord. That does not belong to you. Everything is belong to the Supreme. So engage in Supreme service, you get liberated. You don't get attached. You get freedom from all these material attachments. So we need to be very convinced about this. No. I have my own target. When my daughter gets married, I need to give minimum 10 kilos because my competitor or my village mate, that he gave for his daughter 10 kilos. And what will others will think if we don't give 10 kilos of gold? And one day it's going to erode. One day it's going to go away based on our material situation. Either it will multiply or it will dissolve. So all these things are common sense, that without understanding this, if you're just going to work constantly for accumulation of wealth, we are in for a great disappointment. That's why Prabhupada is saying, everything what you income, what you own, what you have in excess should be deployed for propagation of Krishna consciousness. Then it's wonderful. Give me more. How much our wealth is there available in the whole world can be deployed in Krishna service for propagation of Krishna consciousness. So if we have this mindset developed, though many of us have different attachments and different desires, different needs, but at the end of it, that if we just keep that at a minimum level, because by understanding philosophically in a Krishna conscious way that how much ever we may have, it may not be enough in this material world. There will always be a need. Once you develop some attachment, then it keeps on increasing. When you accumulate one drop of gold, they're saying that, okay, anyway, we just made an endeavor to accumulate 1 drop of gold. Why don't we accumulate 2 more drops? Oh yeah, Akshaya Tritiya is coming, so please book your gold now. Mataji is giving ideas. So like this that we just sucked into this material allurements and just suffer because of that. There are so many fights will happen. If you just see, devotees are very peaceful. When the Akshaya Tritiya comes, there will be a war in non-devotees' houses. Akshaya Tritiya is coming, you're not committing me that how much gold you're going to get me. Neighbors are getting, they are getting, my mother is getting. You are such a stingy husband. All these things will happen in the non-devotee's house. Maybe silent Cold War, I don't know what it is, but we need to avoid that. That's the whole point. Because Prabhupada is very clearly saying that these are all going to cause anxiety. And such people in Krishna consciousness should not be in anxiety. Because by understanding our Rupa Goswami's teachings, that we need to accept learn things which is not favorable for our Krishna consciousness. Unnecessarily we should not be attached. And whatever you have more than what you need should be deployed in Krishna's service. And if you have more wealth, it has to be used in Krishna's service. Prabhupada concluding the purport by saying that Lakshmi stays only wherever there is Krishna. So unless Lakshmi is used for the pleasure of Krishna, Lakshmi will not stay. And if we are in that kind of an illusion, then surely we will be in a degraded state. And we can never claim ourselves to be purified devotee. What's the point in somebody is saying, oh, this guy is attached to everything? It's so disheartening, right? After practicing Krishna consciousness for so many years, they're saying they are not developed detachment at all. You know, they don't want to give anything. They don't want to utilize everything. There are so many people. They have so much of wealth. I'm talking specifically in Krishna conscious situation. They have so much of jewelry. They already developed some detachment. They will not be in a position to give it to them. They also would not wear. The locker is wearing and enjoying. Or in some bank locker it is lying there. So why that? Because there is some security. What is the security you need in your life? That we just some 500 grams or 1 kilo of gold lying in some bank locker is going to make your life secure? These are some of the practical aspects of Krishna consciousness we need to see, unless it is deployed in the service of the Supreme Lord or for the service of the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. Because the more and more you deploy, the more and more you get. That's a wonderful thing about Krishna consciousness. The more you give, the more you get. If anybody is thinking I want more, start giving more, then you get more. This is the secret of success in Krishna consciousness too.
Leave alone about giving gold, what is lying. Even one time food also, if it is extra, they want to keep it for the next time. No, if you have lunch more, they want to keep it for dinner. You know, if say somebody working in your house, you give it to them. No, night you make something fresh for the Lord. You know, we don't even want to give that one time food also to somebody. You know, we are thinking that we are wasting by giving. No. How can we waste when we are distributing prasadam? How can distribution of prasadam be a waste? So we need to see that.
So it's more of a mindset. So how we are not detached, how we are attached. So these are some things that we need to meditate to see that how we can overcome these kind of challenges in our lives as devotees of the Lord. That is my understanding of this verse. Hare Krishna.
I have lots of things to say, but I think it's okay.
Any questions, comments? Yes, Revati Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you for the wonderful class. Prabhu, if I see for myself, I'm not earning money. So directly I'm not attached to money. Like I don't have that desire to earn more and more. But when it comes to like suppose for shopping, I want to shop. So for shopping, I need money also. So that is also indirectly attachment to money only, no, Prabhu, because my requirement is there, but though I'm not earning, but my requirement is there. So how to understand whether I'm actually attached to money or not?
Are you shopping for a need or are you shopping for a greed?
Not for greed, Prabhu.
Not for greed, then freak out.
I feel so. I'm not sure.
Don't
Maybe
worry.
Prabhu can confirm that.
Don't worry, just freak out. If you're buying and shopping for a need, no problem. That's everybody has to understand that.
But many times I get carried away also, Prabhu. I will
So
buy,
that,
but
so
later.
that you need to identify. That's where you need to be intelligent. Because no husband is going to say that, why are you buying things? If you buy excessively and just waste things and whatever you bought is useless, you buy just something fancy. This is why this is all inculcated from the beginning. And thank to Guru Maharaj, I would say, that we go buy so many things, but exactly you just go do a window shopping and assess what you need to buy, you just buy, nothing else. I go really anxious when somebody is just going and buying randomly without any what you need to buy. And, oh, this is nice buy. This is nice buy. This is a useless shopping. I get a hyper about if somebody is shopping like that. So that's not a way we work in Krishna consciousness. You see a need.
Revati Mataji is looking at me.
You see a need, then you buy. So these are some of the things that we need to learn as part of growing up in Krishna consciousness. Because most of the time what happens, we buy this, say, for two of a family or three in a family, how much you require? They buy, 3 kilos of pasta. I'm just giving an example. Right? The probability of eating 3 kilos of pasta for 2 people, it just span over. It's not that, it's a staple food for you. It'll going to, every day you're going to eat 3 times meal. So you're going to see maybe once in 15 days or twice in a month or thrice in a month, that why you buy 3 kilos. By the time you realize the second time use that already there are worms in the packet.
If you want to invite devotees and give them, or you want to for them.
So these are some of the practical things which we need to see. Okay, buying a dress. How much dress you want to buy? Okay, see, like how we plan for the Lord. The Lord there's a plan clearly that in a year we need to buy 10 dresses, 10 different festivals. So like that, if you need to buy a dress, you have plan your birthday, your wedding anniversary, whatever you need to, that just define that very clearly and define the budget. I have no good silk saree. Okay, so what's a good silk saree cost? Maybe 25,000? Okay, no problem. Factor. You get silk saree from 2,000 till 25 lakhs. So what is your budget based on that? You plan that need. And parallelly, that you should also see your wardrobe, that, do you have hundreds of sarees which you're accumulated, which you're not even wearing? Why you need that? Just keep minimum. And this is why the Western civilization has spoiled our head. Because till this Western influence happened, we buy a cloth, especially the dresses, either the next child in the family wear the same dress. And the quality of the material also is like that. 10 years we got to see the same dress worn by the same children, different children in the house. But now the dress is also recycled. The dress comes for three washes or 10 washes, the dress is gone. So the economics thought process is also changing, because we want to produce quality goods. But they don't want to produce quality goods because they want you to spend more. The whole negative thought process is kicked in. So because of that, our needs also more. So factoring all that, still you plan. Then it is sense. Okay, so I required this many festivals, or Diwali, Govardhan Puja, Janmashtami. So I require 10 dresses, no problem. But don't buy beyond. And if 10 dresses comes, you have to take a stock and see which are the 5 dresses you want to throw them out. Don't accumulate. So like that, if you just plan and start living on a reasonable basis, then there is no anxiety. And then there is no need to feel anxiety about that, am I doing more? But we need to just get into this understanding. See, it's always going to be a problem. You buy a nice dress, person next to you saying that very nice. The person who's sitting behind you is saying, what color you bought? Over, -1 plus. Then you don't know what to do, whether to wear or not wear. That's how the world works. So that's why Shastra is teaching us, you dress up nicely for what? To present in front of the Lord. So the Lord can see, oh, okay, my devotee is nicely dressed and presentable for the Lord's pleasure. Whatever we do for the Lord's pleasure. It's not for anyone's pleasure. Of course, the Nidhi, Chanakya Nidhi, I don't know what she's saying, that you dress for others, you eat for yourself. The others should appreciate, oh, a nice dress. Oh, nice food you're eating, they don't get that. It doesn't work like that. You eat what you need. You dress for others. That's what it says. But we can't extrapolate that understanding also. Sometimes that's also misused. So like that, we need to come to some consensus in terms of what is our need, and beyond that, what is our greed. And we should have a understanding between the family members, especially the husband and wife. We have a justifiable reason, okay, justify. But if a justifiable reason to prove that you did wrong, accept it. Don't argue. Everything should be clean. The fridge is there just to ensure that things will not spoil. But the fridge should not be like a department store. It should be empty with few things there. Otherwise, something problem with our thought process. So fridge inspection will start in the community going forward. There's so many things we need to do. What all we do? Make sense?
One thing we need to see. Srila Prabhupada so beautifully he says, that when you are spending money for Krishna, money is undoubtedly coming in great quantities. So the more we spend for Krishna, the more money will come. Unfortunately, many of us don't have that experience. So we are always thinking, because we have a very stingy mindset, we are thinking that we want to accumulate that. But the greatest investment is to spend for the Lord. Because He is going to give more returns. 100 times, 1,000 times, depends on how much He wants to give. Here, Srila Prabhupada started with only 40 rupees. Look at the returns. It's even after he wound up his pastimes also, it is continuing. That is the returns. This is where we become so small-minded, we don't think. We think, oh, I require this. Yeah, of course, we require, if you have to travel, we require money. If you have to go to some dhams, we require money. Yes, it is all true, we require. But if we spend, Krishna will arrange all that. But because we don't have that experience of Krishna arranging, so we are thinking that we want to hoard. And also I want to tell you, your question itself was a misnomer. You said, I am not attached to money, but I want money for shopping. What does it mean? How can we say we are not attached? How can we do shopping without money unless we are doing window shopping? So it is that we are attached to money, but then it's not. How we are dovetailing that in Krishna's service is what is important. Like, say for example, the kings, Yudhishthir Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj, they were all great devotees. They were all living in great luxury. Because they are kings means they have to live in great luxury. But it didn't mean that they were not utilizing anything in Krishna's service. Everything they were utilizing in Krishna's service, and still Krishna was giving them. And so they had to live like that. So the problem with us is that we don't see what Krishna has given us and how we should live with that. But we are seeing that how much Krishna is giving others and how I can get that. That's the problem. See, that person, they are saying they are Krishna conscious, they are having such a big house, they are living in such a luxury, then how they can talk like that? We also need to accumulate like that. No, you see for yourself, no? Don't see what others Krishna has given. See what Krishna has given you, and accordingly you give that to Krishna. Then Krishna will know how much to give you. And exactly at what point in time, how much you require, everything Krishna knows. No, tomorrow, after 3 years, if I have to go for a yatra, where will I get the money? Why to worry? Krishna will arrange. If those 3 years, if we are sincerely doing devotional service and engaging whatever extra what we have in Krishna service, no, Krishna will take care. Because even in Krishna consciousness, it is said that 25% we need to keep for emergency. 25% we have to utilize for our own selves, and 50% we have to give it to Krishna. So when we give that 50% to Krishna, actually Krishna will give us unlimited. We don't know how much he'll give back. 2 hands will not be enough to take. But that to give that to come to really understand that, it is so difficult. Actually, it is so. Maybe in the beginning we feel that we may feel that tightness or whatever, but then actually we will be surprised how everything Krishna is taking care. You may be planning to go to the yatra by train, so you want to, I'm just giving an example, by train, and in train maybe we want to upgrade ourselves from sleeper class to a 3rd class AC. We may be planning that, so that we want to be accumulating. But Krishna may have his own plan that he want to send you by flight. But because we are planning our own selves, we are not allowing Krishna to plan for ourselves. Now we have to go by sleeper class only. Just an example.
Questions, comments, more? Yes. Sripati.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So, when Mataji was saying and follow it, application level, how to start it slowly, because the stinginess is there in heart, and we also listen a lot of lectures. We listen a lot of lectures on this. So how to start with the small things, whatever we have, and need and greed. This also has a line to draw based on our capacity. So by leaving all this, just to, as Mata said, to start working on this one, what is the small steps we can take as a daily basis to go to that level?
In order to do that, I can share my own experience. I was from the very beginning that I have seen that how when they get their salary, how they actually give their 10% of their income in Krishna service. And it requires a little more transparent dealing with your senior or whoever is guiding you. But exactly we should, this is again individual thought process. This is what I have done. Exactly know how much I earn, including how much tax I pay. And they also know my financial commitments, that how much I need to support my family. So then the expert Vaishnava seniors will identify certain portion of your income. This is more than adequate what you need. And you do what you want. You can do so many things in Krishna consciousness. So it's become easy for us. There is a less burden on our mind than how much to give and how much not to give. So we're always in a consultative mode. There are so many devotees, they don't want to disclose anything. It's like Prabhupada saying, it's very easy to give when you're earning 100 rupees. Anyway, nothing is there, okay, just 100 rupees, okay, take. Sometimes, even you earn 100 rupees, they see this is what these laborers and all do. And they were all very friendly. They flock together, these laborers, if you see. So suddenly there may need arises in some other labor. Immediately, leke jao. There is no attachment for them. Because they don't get to eat. Anyway, they are not in luxury. So for them, renunciation comes naturally. If somebody is saying, suddenly there is a call, they want some money, something happened to the children, something. Immediately you'll take the labor and just, okay, take it. But when you have lakhs, to give thousands also you will cry. That's a problem, because you're saying, oh, how much I need to give, but when you're getting, you're thinking, how much I'm getting. This is all some mindset problem. We can very easily work it on in Krishna conscious ways. That's how I have grown up. There should be a transparency. Many devotees were close. We help them to get over, and they are very blissful. Many devotees, they don't divulge their private information, confidential. I said, okay, let them manage their own things. That's how it works.
Thank you.
Krishna consciousness got a solution for everything, but then do you need or not is that you need to determine.
And one more thing is that, we should be magnanimous with what we have. We can't be magnanimous with what belongs to others. That we have to be very careful. We are very magnanimous with things which belongs to others. Take. No. We have to be magnanimous with what belongs to us. This is very important.
If it is others, we should always check. Because if it is others, they may not know it is others and somebody's. Finally it is Krishna's. Right? Nothing happens without the will of the Lord.
Think that what belongs to others is Krishna's and be magnanimous with that. We can't do that because it's up to them what they want to do. Let them. We don't want to act as agents for them to engage that in Krishna service. Especially I'm talking about devotees. Okay, non-devotees, yes, we need to educate them. But devotees, they already know everything.
That's a problem. They know everything, but they don't do. Any other thoughts?
One of his disciples, he got newly married, so he went to Prabhupada to ask for instruction. Please give me an instruction. Prabhupada said, be generous. Then after that, he felt that somehow Prabhupada didn't tell me the whole thing, what I should do. So again he went, Prabhupada, what I should do. The Prabhupada again said, be generous. So basically, grahasthas have to be generous, is what,
Yeah, generous in the service of the Lord.
Yes.
That's what it means.
Even we see Prabhu in Prabhupada, when he was a grahastha, he had separate 3-4 rooms for his sannyasi godbrothers so that they could come in Calcutta, they could have a place to stay. So he was always...
Yeah, but he had a heart from the beginning because he always gives credit to his father.
Sorry?
He always gives his credit to his father. His father was such a nice Vaishnava that he always wanted to serve the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord.
Yeah.
Because see now we also come into Krishna conscious process. Fortunately, unfortunately, our parents may not accept because you come to Krishna conscious. But any parents, they just feel that very, uncomfortable, uneasy when you start spending Vaishnava Seva. They are not a good example. But there are many devotees family, they come to Krishna conscious. They like so many devotees being given served prasadam. They feel happy. Even though they are not Krishna conscious, they feel nice that so many people are coming and devotees are coming. So some positive emotions also, that triggers them to be surrendered to Krishna. This is why you're spending, after everybody is saying that you're crazy, you're spending all the money. You have sense, all those things, just post-Ladai will happen.
If you see in the previous 2-3 generations before also, or even 2 generations before also, people, they used to, I'm talking about my own grandfather and great-grandfather. They used to have a very huge house, and then it used to be a joint family. So then not less than every day, 50 people, minimum 50 people will have breakfast, lunch and dinner. So apart from the 50 people, the house people, there will be another 50 people, uninvited guests who come and eat people who have come away from their families and who are studying, they have some, they come to that place to pursue their studies, the Vedas or whatever. And then some people who are the workers, and then people who are some relatives. So every day, minimum 100 people they will cook. Whether, and 100 people will have. Out of that, half 50% will be without invitation. And others, they know, okay, today we, and these people, they were called weekly boys, they used to be called. Means they will go to different houses in a week, every day, Monday to this house, Tuesday to this house. They used to go like that, so that, they have their I can't say prasadam, they have their food, and they'll continue their studies like that. So like that, each house they had dedicated themselves, saying that today you can come to our house today. They had given an open invitation like that. But now, and then after that, the servants also, there'll be so many servants. All the servants also, they'll not be given the old food. Whatever they would have prepared, that lunch, whatever extra they would have prepared, and then they will have, after everybody has, then they'll also have, they'll get sumptuously, they will get to eat. So what happens is that when you grow up in such an environment, then when you come to Krishna conscious, especially my father, he was so much against me being Krishna conscious. But when devotees used to come home, he used with wholeheartedly, he will serve them. Because that giving nature is there. Me practicing Krishna consciousness, he didn't like. But okay, afterwards maybe he came to terms. After I got married and Prabhu was a great influence on him. That's a different story. But still I'm saying, because we are already in that where they want to give, so it does not matter whether they are Krishna conscious or not. But because it's already there in the blood, it comes naturally, it comes. They want to do it. So like that, when you are doing, it's my grandfather used to say, your great grandfather, everybody, they gave so much food to everybody. So many of my generations will not go hungry, because that is also there. That when you feed somebody, your siblings, they will all be taken care of. Or your siblings, your children, your grandchildren, everybody will be taken care of, because you have given so much of dana. And that we are seeing that, like how it's actually people, how it's protecting. We can see that. So that's why if our future generations have to be nicely, at least we have to have that nature of giving, and then only we can teach our children and the grandchildren. That's what they will see. But if we are stingy, what kind of example are we for them? Charity. That is why it said, charity begins at home. That's why it's said like that. And of course, we are very fortunate. We have a grandfather like Srila Prabhupada.
But otherwise, generally, if you see many of the South Indians, sorry to say this, but their thought process is not like that. They don't cook beyond themselves.
If 2 people are there, they'll cook for 1.5 persons.
Actually, just one more thing.
And I'm saying that, we saw in the Rajasthan. Yeah, because, yeah, but see now, when we went recently, we were in Rajasthan, right? Whether they get to eat or not, they were happily feeding rotis for the cows. They are not making the old roti uneaten. Whatever roti is made fresh, and they were feeding the cows. It's like
in South India, when we see the cows, we shoo them away. We shoo them away.
Actually, Prabhu, this one, just one more thing. In World War II, when there was scarcity of food, especially the Bengal famine happened, that time Prabhupada, he had saved something for him, and his god brothers used to come again. He used to ask them, you are able to get something? They said, yes, we are somehow able to. So many are dying in the road, but they...
Yeah, why it's World War II? Now during Corona, how much devotees were all sumptuous and very happy. How Krishna took care of all the devotees. You can see that, right? And not only that, we were also giving others also. Devotees were giving others also. So many people.
Every day we are cooking for 2,000, huh? 3,000 for almost for 2-3 months it continued, huh? Okay, it is 6:30 only. Bhagavatam Grandaraj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaura Premanande. Our Mangala Radha. I didn't know that your name is Mangala Radha.